So, Assalamu alaikum. Today's topic is going to be about passing puberty for men and for boys and girls, and we're going to talk about it in the Islamic perspective, the biology perspective, and personal stories, and other people that we know their stories. But of course, we're not going to name them.
Yeah, for sure.
Because we're now going to say the Islamic perspective first.
Mm-hmm.
So, what is the main? I know the main when a girl and boy they pass puberty, and they tell you that there's going to be angels writing down your good deeds and bad deeds. The right the good, and the left the bad. And as a woman, when we pass puberty, we can't pray. Now a lot of people they will ask, well, why can't you pray on passing puberty when a girl she's on her period? And for me, my understanding is because we didn't get to talk about it a lot when my parents. It's like I don't know why it's a taboo subject in culture, but in Islam, I know you're supposed to say it, talk about it. It's about the bleeding, and that's why I know why you can't pray on, when you're on your period. What's your
It's actually
That's what I think, and someone told me.
No, because right now if if someone he get to have a cut and he start bleeding, can't he pray?
That's another thing, because we don't talk about it. My friend one time she had a little paper cut. We were like elementary students near the time passing. She's like, I can't pray because I cut my finger with the paper.
Okay, because there is an opinion about that they will say about it, but the recommended and the actual authentic one, that the Sahaba in the field of the war, when one of them he used to have a wound, they will pray and they will do wudu, and the wound is over there and the blood is over there.
So they prayed in front of the Prophet like that. So I mean, if
the Prophet ﷺ, the same thing. So my point, this is from that perspective, and this is something very known, that no, the blood is not najas, and the regular blood is not najas, because the period blood is different, by the way, in every meaning.
So in biologic terms, what is it?
Because there's a two kind of the woman. This is why there's a type of the period, which is a thick, and it's not a regular blood. Because when you do the period, what's happened? You know what the form of the placenta when you give birth? It's already formed over there. That's why it's too thick. So once there's no baby, what was prepared to feed that thing was there. This is what you will just have this is why it's thick and it's darker. Because it's not only blood.
Yeah.
This is scientific and religious.
And also it's also a dark color. It doesn't even look like blood sometimes.
It's not a regular blood by any means. First. Second of all, there's a case in Shara, it's called istihada, it's not haid. Which is, haid is a period. Istihada, it's not a period. This type, it just, whenever there's some veins inside the uterus will explode. This is a regular blood, and the blood will come out. It's just like a not excessive blood.
It's like for one day.
Even if it was excessive blood, but it will be bright like a blood. Bright color, like a blood, like someone has a wound.
Red instead of the dark.
Like, whenever you cut a
darker color that's usually
periods. And it's not that thick. It will not be thick. At that moment, it's regular. You just wash yourself. You make wudu and you pray. It's not a period.
It's so good that you mentioned that, because I remember growing up and I remember like people, they would be asking. So they asked one time a teacher, and I was not involved in the conversation, but I overheard. And she's like, I had it for like 2 hours and I never had it again. It's like, do I need to pray? Do I not need to pray? So I never knew about that, because for me, all girls are different. So that never happened to me about the, alhamdulillah, but like, everybody's different. About the blood vessel bursting and, having that for 1 hour, just a little bit, that bright blood. So I didn't know about it, but when I was hearing about somebody, I'm like, how can you have it for one day and that's it?
Yeah, it's not a period. It's called in the Sharia terminology. It's called istihada, and
That's
we're
good,
supposed to know this information
Mm-hmm.
because in the at the moment of istihada,
Which is
she
the
has to
blood vessel
pray.
that pops.
She has to pray and she has to make wudu for the prayer because it's not a period.
Mm-hmm.
At the moment of the period when that thick blood come out, no, she's supposed to stop from praying. And if she was in Ramadan fasting, supposed to stop fasting. And and she's not gonna be questioned about the prayer that she didn't pray at that moment.
See,
So it's
I
gonna
needed
be for
someone.
for a few days. Just like listen to
Yeah,
me.
I'm listening.
So if she was not in Ramadan and it was optional fasting, she doesn't have to repeat that optional fast. If she was in Ramadan and the period happened, she has to repeat this. In general cases, she has to repeat, so she has to make up these days. Even if she got to have her period in the middle of the day, she's supposed not to finish the fast. She's supposed to stop the fast. Even if she got her period, before I don't
Hours.
know, 2 hours or
That's
an
why I used
hour
to
or
tell
30
people
minutes.
don't go to the bathroom the last 2 hours because some people be like, I just needed 10 more minutes or like 30 more minutes, but then now I have to repeat this fast. I used to be like, I'm not going to use the bathroom so I don't know.
Okay, you're already going to know because you're already going to feel it. So either way, so you cannot trick yourself from that perspective. And this is the point. So, and this is really important to teach our kids so they know what's gonna happen to them
Yeah.
and how to deal with them and the Shara perspective of that.